Introducing the all-new Corolla.
The property in Tizen that the governor is currently considering purchasing from Cortec International used to belong to the government of Guam. In an email, former Speaker Joe T. St. Augustine points out that the property was the site of old military barracks, but when the Naval Air Station was closed, the Navy returned the property to Gov Guam. Gov Guam would then later give the property to its original landowners, who recently sold the land to Cortec. Cortec bought the property for $11 million, and now it appears that Gov Guam may end up buying the property for over $300 million. Senator Ben Pangilinan says that the lease has been amended to now include additional facilities.
Now this whole deal is going to include new offices for DOE central staff, new warehouses where DOE has existing warehouses, and then the amount jumps from $125 million to over $310 million. So we're adding an additional $175 million in terms of the cost of this lease and purchase without any kind of scrutiny, any kind of review by the general public or the legislature for that matter. And I'm just concerned that it's the people of Guam that are going to be ended up paying for this.
And the senator points out that no other local businesses have been given the opportunity to compete for the contract to build Gov Guam's new high school.
We're getting a one-way deal here, and it's a sweetheart deal, and I think that something's amiss here.
Senator Pangilinan isn't the only one who thinks that something may be wrong with this deal. Al Israel has been questioning the deal, as has former Speaker Joe T. St. Augustine, who wrote in an email that Gov Guam has to pay millions to get back a property that it once got for free. And now, Realtor Nick Captain is beginning to question the property's appraisal. Captain says that through a sunshine request, he was able to see both the original appraisal done for Cortec and the appraisal that Gov Guam is relying on. Both appraisals were done by the same company, and both appraisals were almost identical.
As an appraiser, I don't understand why the government would accept an appraisal report that was completed for a property owner and included a number of very unique assumptions, and then was subsequently, redirected, if you will, to the government. Normally, particularly when you have such a high dollar amount that's on the table, I would expect to see the government hire a different appraisal company or perhaps hire a third-party appraisal company to do an independent review.
Captain is also questioning the cost that Gov Guam will be spending on this property if it buys it.
There are definitely questions in my mind that haven't been answered, and I don't think that the government has done a very good job of communicating to the public why it's willing to pay such a very high price for a property that was purchased relatively recently at a much, much lower price.
The administration has been contending that this is the cheapest possible route because the lease requires them to either purchase the property or lease it for 10 more years and not own the property. Senator Pangilinan says that the original lease never locked them in and that this provision of the lease was an amendment that was later made by Governor Calvo.
They're only locked in, Clint, because the governor decided to take out the early termination clause. This is all planned. This is all planned to lock in the government to buying that facility because the governor eliminated and deleted the right to early termination by the government of Guam. Now, why would he do that? Unless he had a plan to line the pockets in a sweetheart deal of one company at the expense of all the other companies on Guam.